Hi, I'm Tammy.
And I'm Cole.
And welcome to our home. Today, we're going to talk about
all the rides and what we think. We're going to kind of like rate all the rides in Magic Kingdom. And we're going to discuss whether you should wait in line or not. And we'll go into a little bit of that later. Hey, Camden. How are you doing? Got 2 likes, by the way. Thank you, guys.
All right. So,
we're going to talk about some of the categories we have. So the first category we're going to try and talk and put all these in is, would you walk on this ride no matter what? So would you get on this ride no matter the wait time? I know a lot of rides like Flight of Passage. Those are really popular, and a lot of people will just ride anytime, no matter the wait time. Hey, Ansley, and hi, Mike. Ansley said your hair looks so good, Mom.
Thank you. A little shorter than I wanted, but that's okay. Hair grows back.
Hey, Dustin.
Hi, Dustin. How are you?
We're going to do 3 categories. The first one was, would you ride at any time?
All right. So would you ride at any time?
The second one will be, will you ride it if you have a FastPass?
Okay. So would you ride it if you have a FastPass? I'm just repeating it.
Okay.
And
the third one that you would do, this is all my dad's idea, so I didn't want anyone thinking it was my idea for this video, but the third category would be, would you just ride it maybe if there was like a short wait?
Okay.
And then the fourth category is never. I will never ride this ride, like at all.
I don't know that there's a ride that I would ever say that I would never ride this ride. I'm sure there are people that say that. I would at least ride most rides one time.
There's one.
I take that back.
You see it, don't you?
There are rides that I would definitely not ride because I'm a scaredy cat. So.
Oh no, I wasn't even saying that. I bet you there's one on here you wouldn't ride just because you don't like it.
But I've probably ridden it. So.
Oh, no, I don't think you've ever ridden it. Okay. It's one of the few rides none of us have ridden yet.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it.
All right. Andy's complimenting your hair.
Oh, thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Hi, Becky.
Dustin said Anthony, and he is there.
Oh, okay, great. All right. So let's start out with your first category. So your first category was, would you ride it no matter how long the wait is?
Yes.
So I'm sure there are rides that you guys know of that you would ride no matter what.
Yeah.
So I bet Mike would say Rise of the Resistance. I don't know. I could be wrong. You may not want to wait all day. I know there are tons of people that like when, of course, they didn't have the queues originally, but like with Pandora, people would wait in line for hours and hours and hours.
I think one time I saw like when it opened, 6-hour wait, just half your day.
Yeah. So for me, when you're paying for a vacation, I don't know that I'm not going to say there isn't a ride that I may say, well, one day, if it was like Rise of the Resistance or something that I haven't ridden that I really, really want to ride, which I know that has a queue, but I'm just saying if it didn't, would I spend like a whole day of my vacation waiting in line to ride a specific ride? So
the idea is if you get in the mood to ride the ride, would you just wait in line? And there are a few on here. I would do that. I don't know about you, but
All right. So go ahead. Start us off, Cole.
All right. So the first ride we're going to talk about is the Walt Disney World Railroad. And I know it's not technically like a roller coaster type ride, but it's pretty much a ride, really. So what would you categorize it in?
So for me, I love the Walt Disney World Railroad. And they have one of those at Disneyland. They have one in Disneyland and in Disney World.
And you guys can feel free to comment what you guys.
Yeah, y'all tell us what you think about this. But for that particular ride, it's usually a ride that I'm not going to wait very long for. We've ridden it when it was just a walk-on. And I think we've ridden it another time when there was like a very, very short wait. There's never really a very long wait for that. There's every time we've ever been on it, it's not been a very long wait anyhow. But just because the nature of the ride, I'm probably not going to wait a super long time. Yeah, I agree, Dustin.
I'd wait maybe a short amount.
Yeah.
It's not the real test of your strength of waiting, not your strength, but the real test of your patience is whether the train just got there or not.
Yeah.
If the train like just arrives as you're about to like get on it, or it just left, so you have to wait on the train to come back, I don't think I'd wait.
Yeah.
It's quicker to walk over there, in my opinion.
Well, we like to walk. We try and our goal a lot of times is we like to see how many steps we can get in a day. So we don't really like to ride the railroad to like shave off some of the walking time. Now we've ridden it just because we like it, but not necessarily for to get from one place to another. A lot of people do ride it for that reason.
The reason we rode it the first time, remember, was because we just like we'd never ridden it, and we had never seen anyone really ride it, so we were just like
curious.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's quicker, to just ride the ride or just to walk over there, really.
I think it's quicker.
It's more of the experience, in my opinion, of riding the ride. That's kind of what it is. But
yeah. Andy said the railroad is a great ride. The wait isn't too bad, and it's just nice and relaxing. Yeah, sometimes it's just a good ride to kind of get out of the heat a little bit. So I feel like that's
I think we did that once.
Yeah.
One time I think it was from the circus area to Main Street.
Yeah.
Or we at least intended on doing that. But I don't remember. Ansley said I've never been on it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's something I would say that, is something that's fun to do.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it's like a must see or anything, but I definitely think that it's worth riding at least a few times.
Yeah. Dustin said I would wait 5 minutes max.
Yeah.
I'm basically in the same boat as him.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Also, Dustin said I really only ride the train if I want to sit and relax and ride it around a couple times.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, that's pretty much exactly how I feel. I'm not just going to ride it till I get to the place. It's more of just like the experience of getting on the ride and seeing all the little areas in between.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So what's number 2?
Number 2, the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. Now, this is the one ride I think in all of Disney World none of us have ridden.
Yeah, I've never ridden the Magic Carpet ride. It's not something that.
So, and I don't really care to ride it.
Yeah, it's not really a ride that I've really ever cared to ride.
I rode the Dumbo ride. I rode the space. Wait, that's the only other. We rode it in Disneyland.
You rode the Astro Orbiter.
Astro Orbiter in Disneyland. Not in Disney World.
Right. They're very different.
They are very different. One's up high and the other one's not.
Mm-hmm.
That's not why I didn't ride. I just don't care for it. If I want to ride it, I'd rather ride the Dumbo version. But
Dustin said he's never been on it either.
Camden Stout said
it's like Dumbo. It is. Yeah. So, Becky, I think it may be a ride that we would have to get on just to say that we've ridden it too.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree. It probably is not a ride that I would wait very long for.
Yeah.
And it's usually not a ride that's a super long wait. Now, I have seen it have like a 25-minute wait before whenever it's a really, really busy time. But
I have. It's like in Christmas time. Did we see like a 25-minute wait, or was it? I think we one time saw a 45-minute wait.
I don't remember. I know I've seen it a 25-minute wait.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it 45-minute wait at least once.
Yeah.
And it was at like Christmas time on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
But
all right. So the next one is the Jungle Cruise.
Hold on. Haven't been on it either, but it looks kind of like Dumbo, like you said. Cole said Andy. Ansley said love the carpets and Dumbo. Okay. Yeah. Emily said, I'd rather ride Dumbo. I mean, pretty much on the same boat as me. I'd rather get the true experience. But that may be me. So number 3, you said, was Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise, I have very mixed opinions on. First of all, the Jungle Cruise is funny and it's really iconic to the parks.
Yeah.
And it's good to ride maybe once a trip or so. Maybe.
We always ride it once a trip. It's one of those rides that we are not going to waste a FastPass on it. We are going to.
I say we don't waste a FastPass on it.
What we usually do is once our big 3 FastPasses are gone, later in the day, whenever Chris sometimes can't find a FastPass, he'll say, "Oh, there's a FastPass for Jungle Cruise. Y'all want to go on Jungle Cruise?" We usually go on the Jungle Cruise once a trip, and for us, it's kind of one of those rides that we always like to do at least once every trip we go because we do like it so much. But the jokes are always the same, and it's not a lot different, but
I
we
would
just
not
love
use
it.
a FastPass on it.
I would
Now,
not,
we didn't
no.
mention that about the magic carpets.
And is it,
I would just, like we were saying, I
Yeah.
wouldn't use a FastPass on it. Maybe if there's a walk-on, I might ride it for the carpets. But on the Jungle Cruise, if it's a walk-on,
if it's a
I'd
walk-on,
rather,
for sure.
for sure.
But are we going to waste one of our big fast passes for it?
No.
No. And is it definitely something we're going to wait in line for long periods of time?
No.
Absolutely not. If there's a long wait, we skip it.
Yep.
It's not something that we
Dustin Time
gonna-
said, "I love making Jungle Cruise jokes."
Yeah, we do too.
But I would agree with you.
Chris likes to make the
backside
dad
of
jokes.
The
Yeah.
backside of water, all the jokes. Hibiscus, low biscus, sea biscus.
Yeah.
And he said it's a must do every trip. But I agree, Tammy, you don't need to spend as fast pass on it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I had Ansley said but I had someone who never had been on it with me. And I think in that case, then, if I was taking someone for the first time to the park,
that's a very iconic ride.
It really
They're
is.
making a movie about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen
I've seen the previews for it. Yeah. When does it come out? Do you know?
I don't know. I think it was supposed to come out this year. Wouldn't surprise me if it goes to Disney Plus, in which case
I hope it does.
free Disney Plus movie.
Right.
It's like they had a new movie coming out. 2 movies coming out this month coming up. Artemis Fowl and then the Mulan movie. They're both supposedly at least coming this June.
Well, we'll see. Oh yeah, so there is a Jungle Cruise movie and it stars The Rock and
some other
some other people, but I'm not sure who else is in it. I just know The Rock's in it.
The Rock's in it.
Yeah.
The Rock's in it. That's all you need.
It's gonna be it's gonna be funny. Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a comedy, a love story, and I don't know how they're gonna twist that. They're trying to make it kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, where they took a ride that's pre-existing and making a movie all about it. They did that with all sorts of movies.
Yeah, they did that with the Haunted Mansion, and that didn't turn out so good.
But you love the Country Bears.
But I do love the Country Bears. It's one of my absolute favorite movies. I love it. I don't care how cheesy it is.
It's very cheesy.
I love it.
All right. Speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, what would you say? What category would you put it in?
So Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean,
I would use a fast pass.
I think it depends on.
Actually, if it's a ride, if you can ride on it and it's like a 30-minute wait, I'd ride on it personally.
We have waited 30 minutes for it. We love
Pirates of the
Caribbean.
It's such a good ride.
I mean, sometimes that's a ride we ride twice a day sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, really.
It's a great ride to cool off on, for sure.
One of our favorite things to do is just like take the picture on the way down.
Oh yeah. So our family loves to do funny pictures. We do different things.
Sometimes we'll act like we're all asleep on our shoulder.
We like to choreograph them.
And then Dad will have the camera as he's videoing the ride.
Yeah, Chris's picture is always the same. He always have a camera because he's videoing something for YouTube or whatever. But me, Cole, and Allison always try and come up with something funny for our photographs.
Or arm wrestling, that's another good one that we like to do.
Or me and Allie did one where we were reading books. We had like books and we were acting like we were reading books on the ride. Anyhow, it's fun.
What did they? Becky said Pirates is my favorite. I ride it multiple times each trip. Honestly.
Yeah, we love it too,
That's another really good iconic one.
Oh, yeah.
Ansley also said I would use a fast pass, and I love the ride, and I love the smell.
I do too.
I don't get the smell. I'm sorry.
I love the smell.
I mean, the smell is iconic.
It's kind of like that, and then Spaceship Earth, like the burning paper. I don't know what it is about that, but I think it smells so good.
That's different.
Well, they have candles that smell like those things. So
they have candles that smell like the ride.
Yes.
I think they have bath bombs too.
Probably. There's no telling.
No, I'm pretty sure I saw that in like some sort of video. They were like sponsored by.
Oh, we saw. Was it Michael K? He had like some sort of sprays at like Flower and Garden or something.
I think that was like an official one, isn't it?
I don't know. It was something, but
I don't know. Andy said that's my husband's favorite ride. The animatronics are so neat.
They really are.
The pictures on the ride are the best. The book picture idea is hilarious. Ansley said, glad someone else notices that. And then Ansley said, Andy said, Ansley, you're totally right about the smell. Haha, so nostalgic.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
no one said anything about the Jungle Cruise smell. Because that's actually something that they do. They do a smell in the Jungle Cruise.
Really?
And they also do one in Splash Mountain, which is our next topic.
Yeah.
I'm great at these transitions. Anyways.
All right.
So what would you do for Splash Mountain?
So Splash Mountain, Cole hates Splash Mountain.
I don't hate it.
He does not like it.
If I have to ride it, I will ride it. But if I have the chance to not ride it, I'm a big scaredy cat and I can't stand the drop.
So sometimes Cole's our bag holder.
Yes.
For that ride.
Sometimes I video.
And it depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's ride it. Other times I'm like, I'm not getting wet, so I won't ride it. So it just kind of depends. But on a hot day, I'm definitely
use a fast
gonna
pass.
use a fast pass
use
for
a
Splash
fast
Mountain.
pass. I'm not gonna wait.
If it's a summer,
I won't wait in line.
If it's a summer day, like, you better have a fast pass for it, because it's gonna be
even me as a scaredy cat on the ride.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably next time, if it's a really hot day, I'm probably gonna ride Splash Mountain if it's a hot day.
Yeah.
Because it really does help with the water on your back. Dustin said, "Yeah, I don't mind.
You don't mind missing Splash Mountain. What do you not like about Splash Mountain, Dustin?"
He's probably the same thing as me.
You think he doesn't like the drops?
A lot of people.
How about that?
A lot of people don't like the drop. Like
really?
A lot of people like the drop.
Yeah.
But I've seen if
that's
you
the
don't
best part
like
of the whole
drop,
ride.
it messes up your whole day.
It's fun. Emily said, "OMG, same. My parents took me on it when I was 5, and I'm scared for life. Scarred for life." That sounds like Cole. One time we took Cole to Six Flags, and this is comparatively nothing to Disney, but he rode the big boat that rocks back and forth, and poor kid, he was scarred for life.
I didn't ride a roller coaster till Disney World, and that was in what? When was our first trip? 2014? No,
2015.
2015.
Yeah. Andy said, I've honestly never been. I need to do at least once. I need to pack extra socks or something. Yeah, for sure. Because, it really just depends on where you sit. You never know if you're going to get
in the back. It supposedly gets you more wet in the back.
I don't know. You never know if you're going to get super wet or if you're not going to get wet at all. So I always seem
Dustin said not a fan of the drop, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, so, some people don't like that drop.
Yeah, some people don't Cole.
Becky says, I keep a small poncho if I don't want to get wet, but I usually go with it. It usually feels great. Yeah, it does. Unless you're wearing jeans, and then you kind of have to. Well, if it's a hot day, it's not the worst, but jeans don't tend to dry as quickly. So
Becky said, I love Splash Mountain. I have a great pics from that ride too. The drop is the best. Hey,
Cole has some pretty funny.
I have one where I'm just going.
He's like crouched down.
When I rode it the first time, I rode it and I looked up and I was like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. It's going to be nothing worse than Slinky Dog Dash or Big Thunder Mountain. I don't know if Slinky Dog Dash was out at the time. It wasn't. But we rode and it was like, oh, it's not going to be anything worse than Big Thunder Mountain. Nothing. And then I looked and I can see the castle, Space Mountain, and I'm like, oh,
a wonderful view.
Gosh, I just grabbed it and just without me, I was like, you got to keep your eyes open, and I didn't keep my eyes open. I just closed my eyes, and then
down you went.
Before I even knew it, I was down the hill, and I was like, oh no, there's a picture on this one. And so.
All right, so the next one is
Big Thunder
Mountain, and for our family, it's always one of our number one fast passes because we all love it so much.
If I have two things, if you can get a fast pass for it, I'd get it. Now I wouldn't waste necessarily
Are you going to wait
at the beginning of the day, like your first fast passes you get? I wouldn't waste those. But Ansley said she won't ride it at all. Huh? And then Mufasa said, "Look at the castle on the drop. Good sensation."
Dustin said, "I like the goat." Well, I have a saying every single time
Uh,
we ride Big Thunder Mountain.
we have all sorts of sayings
We do,
for these rides.
but I always look at Allison or Cole, and I always say, "This train has no driver."
And then we always say something about the goat. And we're like, "Oh, there's Allie."
Yeah, so we're silly like that.
Just guess out of all of our family members who came up with that joke. Not me.
Emily said at night, I like Big Thunder Mountain at night too.
It's like a totally different experience.
It is. It feels so much faster at night.
It's like terrifying.
Yeah.
It's the dinosaur up in there.
Ansley said, I'm scared of heights, so I don't do roller coasters other than Space Mountain and Rock and Roller Coaster. Well, you're braver than me. I can't do those. I can't do either one of those. I don't do either one. I'm scared of those.
I'm thinking about doing Space Mountain. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about doing it. I don't know.
Maybe you guys will give them a little peer pressure.
Yeah,
peer pressure. To ride Space Mountain.
Yeah. I wasn't willing. I almost rode... what's it called?
So, wait a second before we go there. Now, do you think that Big Thunder is a ride that you're gonna like spend like hours waiting in line for it? I think the most we've ever waited for Big Thunder.
Wait.
What, 30 minutes?
We waited 10 minutes. So that was because that was the only time we ever waited in line.
We waited a lot longer than 10 minutes. I think
we walked through and it was like a 10-minute wait because there was nobody in line. But we walked through and it was like a 30-minute walk through all of it. So
yeah, so I think we've waited for 30 minutes before.
But I'd maybe wait. If it's a hot day, maybe 30 minutes because just to get out of the sun. But yeah. That's about the most I'd wait on it.
Emily says Space is my favorite ride at land. Awesome.
I do hear that the Space
I have no input on that because I've never ridden Space Mountain. Something about the
darkness,
the lights that flicker, it messes with me. And then I hate rides that like cause centrifugal force of like a curve and like make you feel like you can't, like, I don't know. I don't like the like corkscrew turns, and so
yeah, Becky,
I don't know.
I would agree. Maybe 20 minutes, just about. Maybe 30 minutes. That's only if it's like a really hot day and there's like nothing to do.
Yeah.
But Mufasa said biggest drop on Space Mountain is only 28 feet.
Well, that's not bad at all.
I'm not worried necessarily about the drops as much. I mean, I rode Slinky Dog Dash. Those are like some of the bigger drops.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Becky said 20 minutes for me. I've got other things I'd rather do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we agree. We totally agree. And it's usually pretty easy. We almost always can get a FastPass for Big Thunder Mountain at some point.
Says she can hear the chicks.
Oh, sorry, guys. At some point, these chicks are going to go outside. Chris is working on
one of them hopped up on the desk somehow today.
Chris is working on a chicken coop, so we're going to get them out of here eventually. He said Mufasa said top speed is 30 miles per hour. I mean, that just doesn't sound like...
It doesn't. I'm not necessarily worried about that. I hate the dark.
Yeah, that's what you don't like about it.
That's pretty much it. If I had no problem with the dark, I'd probably ride the ride. Because I hear everyone say, oh, it's not even all that bad.
Yeah.
But I do not like the dark. And it's not just like I don't like the dark. I don't like the fact that it feels like you close your eyes and then when you open your eyes you can't see anything. It's like you went blind. I don't know. That messes with me.
Yeah. All right. So next one is Liberty Square Riverboat. So we've never ridden Liberty Square. I would never ride it. Riverboat. Me and Allison wanted to ride it the very last trip we went on, and Chris and Cole did not want to ride it.
I will not.
And so
I do not want to ride that ride.
Allie and I got on the boat, and then we were like,
is it even a ride?
She didn't want to ride it. She didn't want to ride it without Chris and Cole. She likes everyone to be together. So when they got off the boat, she was done. She said she wasn't going to ride. So we ended up not riding it. So I would love to hear if any of you guys, what y'all think of the Liberty Square Riverboat. And, we've never been to Tom Sawyer's Island either. And we always talk about it like, there's a restaurant over there. It's only open seasonally. I cannot think of the name of it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like Mama something, I thought. No, I'm thinking of Mama
I cannot
Odie's,
think of the name of it. But anyhow, I always tell Chris and them that I'd love to go over there and eat there. But the problem is all they have is fried chicken. And it's like a honey
Aunt
butter.
Polly's.
Aunt Polly's. Thank you. And it's like a honey chicken sandwich or something like that. It's like a fried chicken sandwich. And so it's not really our like type of food that we typically eat. So I don't know. So we've never eaten there, but
I don't know.
We always want to talk about doing a review of it because it's only open seasonally, but we've just never done it.
Ansley said, "Don't be sorry. I love hearing them."
Dustin said, "I only go on the riverboat just to wave at everyone walking by."
Andy said, "I'm glad I'm not the only one that hasn't been on it."
Yeah.
Ansley said, "Haven't rode and won't ride it. Looks boring." I'm on the exact same page.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a boat. One time we were in Galveston, Texas, and we went on this like river boat.
Oh, we did do that. Yeah.
And it was the most boring ride I've ever been on.
So is it a ride that you're going to, number one, it's not a ride I don't even think you can use a FastPass on it.
You
can't. And secondly, it's definitely not something we're going to wait a very long time for. They wait for quite a bit of time. I'm not sure how long they wait in between, but I want to say it's like 15 or 20 minutes because me and Allie sat on the boat for quite a while before she decided to get off the boat, and it never like left the port. So anyhow, Becky said it's pretty uneventful, but I wrote it just to say I've been on everything.
I mean, yeah, I feel like I want to say I want to be on everything, but then I see that ride and I'm like, nope, nuh-uh. Not gonna happen.
Probably not something we're gonna wait a long time for if we have the opportunity to ride it.
All right, now we move to a really good ride.
Haunted Mansion.
Compared to that, at least.
I feel like Haunted Mansion is just.
It's such a good, like, classic ride.
Yeah, I love Haunted Mansion.
I mean,
so it's not a ride that we are ever gonna wait. I don't know that there is a ride on. These are all from Magic Kingdom. Every ride that he's mentioned today, by the way, and all of these rides are. I don't think there's a single one of them that we're going to wait.
I mean,
we're going to wait for. I think there's maybe one that we'd wait a little bit of time for, but for the most part, we're really not going to wait for a lot of these just because you just don't. You don't want
to waste your day.
They're not worth wasting your day over, in my opinion. Now, Haunted Mansion, we have waited as long as like 30 minutes for.
We waited 30 minutes for it.
But normally you can get a FastPass for Haunted Mansion pretty easily. So it's really not worth it to waste a FastPass on it.
The weird thing about Haunted Mansion is it's like almost sporadic.
At least like a top tier.
Yeah, but it's almost weird how sporadic it is on how popular it is. One day it'll be like 90-minute waits.
This is true.
And then the next day it'll be like a 5-minute wait.
Yeah.
So it's like it's almost popular one day and then not the next. It's just like Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Ansley said, love that ride. FastPass, yes. Over 30 minutes, no. Totally agree. I'm with you on that one. Becky said basically the same thing. Definitely one of my faves. I'll use a FastPass or wait up to 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a FastPass. I mean,
it kind of depends on what's available for FastPasses for us. If, for example, Peter Pan's Flight's kind of hard to get a FastPass for. So sometimes if Peter Pan's Flight's available, we'll go ahead and get that one rather than Haunted Mansion because we know that once we use those other FastPasses, it's usually pretty easy to get a FastPass to Haunted Mansion. So for us, it's something that a lot of times we'll wait for like the second, once we've used all the first 3 FastPasses, we'll try and get extras for that.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So the next ride that's on the list is Prince Charming's Regal Carousel.
I think we've ridden that ride one time.
I rode it once. I don't know if you've ever been on it.
I've ridden it.
You rode it with Allison.
Yeah, I rode it with Allison.
I rode it I think I maybe rode it twice. It's not a bad ride, but it's not a good ride.
Yeah. And, sometimes the carousel gets a little bit of a long line on it.
I know. It's so weird to me.
But there's a lot of little kids.
I get there's a lot of little kids, but all the rides.
Yeah. And a lot of times, it has so many strollers around it. You kind of don't know how long the line is. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
The only good thing about the carousel is that right in front of it's the Sword and the Stone.
Yeah.
And you can take pictures.
Andy said, which one is that? It's just the big carousel right there
the castle.
In Fantasyland. So
I mean,
probably,
I wouldn't ride. I mean,
probably not.
I'm not going to say I'll never ride it, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be, I probably won't ride it more than once every 3 trips.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Andy said, oh.
Speed-wise, carousel is faster than Grand Prix Raceway. This is true. Very true.
Getting nowhere fast.
That's right. So the next ride is Peter Pan's Flight. So we said it before. We would totally use a FastPass for Peter Pan's Flight just because it is one of the harder rides to get a FastPass for.
I mean, the weird thing to me,
I don't understand why.
I don't
really
know why. Of all the rides, why is Peter Pan like the most popular?
I love Peter Pan's Flight, though.
I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. That's a really good ride, but like Ariel's Grotto is just basically the same thing.
Oh no!
I mean,
because you like in Peter Pan's Flight, they do the pixie dust, and then the seat just or the bar kind of goes over in front of you, and then on top of that,
it's not the same thing. It's not like they're the same quality.
And then
of a
you're
ride,
in the flying ship. It's just awesome, and you're like looking over, and you see the mermaids in the lagoon, and you fly over London. And
in Ariel's Grotto, you get to see a giant sea witch.
I don't know. I love Peter Pan's Flight.
I like it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's definitely better than Ariel's Grotto, but I'm just surprised of all the rides, that one's the most popular.
Yeah, Dustin said, I like the queue for Peter Pan now.
Now, we've never ridden.
Yeah.
Have we ever been in the... No, we've not. We've never been in the queue for Peter Pan.
We haven't. I don't think we've ever been in the queue.
And I wouldn't wait in the queue, personally.
I mean, I would if depending on how long it was. But, Becky said, I love it, but I don't get waiting 90 minutes for it. I totally agree. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, who in their right mind waits 90 minutes for this ride?
It's more of like I'd maybe wait. I don't even know if I'd want to wait 30 minutes for the ride, personally.
Yeah.
Like, I'd wait 30 minutes for Haunted Mansion, but not Peter Pan Flight.
Yeah.
That's just me, but.
Ansley said that ride gave me anxiety as a kid, but yet it is my favorite now. Yeah, I can imagine that.
I can see why you would get anxiety from that ride.
I can too.
I mean, it's very dark, and then
kind of feels like you're gonna, I don't know.
And it feels like you're above everything. Yeah.
It really makes you feel like you're flying. So, but I would probably, we have waited. We've never been in the queue.
We've never been in the queue.
We haven't. That's right. But I feel like we would wait for it. I would do 20 or 30 minutes for sure. But
I'd only wait because they all waited. But I mean, I wouldn't wait.
All right. Number 11. It's a Small World. We're gonna have to start moving quicker, Cole.
We're halfway through the list. Yeah.
So It's a Small World. We have only ridden It's a Small World when it's a walk-on. We've waited 5 minutes for It's a Small World. I would not
waste a FastPass.
I know people love this ride, and I apologize if you love it, but
it's creepy.
It's just not my favorite ride. And the fact that they sing "It's a Small World After All" like the entire time you're in there, it just makes me crazy.
Get a migraine.
So I knew Dustin said we love Small World. I know people love it, but I just personally, my mom used to tell me, of course, my mom went to Disney back in like 1972 when it was real close to opening, and she loved it. Told me It's a Small World was her favorite ride. But for me personally, I don't know.
Justin said there's a hippo in it.
I just have a hard time with it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even me, before we ever rode the ride, I even knew the song before we ever rode the ride. And I still like the song, kind of. Not that version of the song, but I like the song. But I still don't just love the ride. Because we rode it in Disneyland as well.
We did.
Disney World's cleaner, honestly.
You think so?
I think it's cleaner. I think it's, cleaner.
I mean, I don't know. I think they're pretty close. Andy H said, you either love it or hate it. I think you got to ride it once. Definitely not a must do for us every trip. Yeah, I totally agree.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, we ride it periodically. It's not like
ride it almost like every other trip.
Every other trip, maybe, yeah. But it's not like it's usually end of the night. There's no one on a ride, and we're like, oh, let's go ride something, and then we'll go to Small World because there's no wait time for it. So that's a lot of times when we hit that. But
actually, that's the weird thing about.
Becky said Disneyland is so much better. It has all the characters. Yeah.
I mean, it looks better on the outside, especially. But I mean, even Dad agreed. I think even Dad said once he thought it was cleaner. But
yeah. Number 12, Under the Sea: Journey of the Little Mermaid.
I would not ride this ride personally. If it wasn't for Allison, I would not ride this ride unless it was a walk-on.
Okay, but is it worth a FastPass?
No. Not in
so
my
it's
opinion.
Never something that we do a first tier FastPass for. Chris will get us a FastPass for it just so we don't have to wait in line. But it's not something that, like, when, a lot of times it's like, oh, we've ridden Pirates 5 times. Let's go ride
I mean, every time we've ridden it, I don't think there's been that many people anyhow on it.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to me. I mean, it's a Little Mermaid ride, first of all. And then secondly, it's a little kid ride, really. I would think a lot of little kids would really like to ride it, but it seems like almost every time we ride it, there's only like 10 or 20 people in there at a time.
Not many. Ansley said, never rode this, but can't wait to ride. I think it's definitely something you need to ride.
You need to
ride at least
ride once or so. I would not waste a FastPass necessarily on it if it was just me, but because Allison likes the ride, I mean, it's fine.
I always say I wouldn't waste a top, like your first FastPasses. I would wait till, you've gone through your first 3 and then try and work it in to go next. All right. Number 13, the Barnstormer.
I would not ride this at all.
I'm just going to be honest with the Barnstormer. I've ridden it one time. I hated it.
I rode it one time.
And I will not ride it again.
It's stupid. It hurts your back.
It does. And it's just, to me, it's like one of the absolute worst rides. Like, I hate the Barnstormer. I just don't like it.
Andy said, I like the huge Ursula. Won't use a FastPass unless there are no other options.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. And then Ainsley said, I have a little brother, so no girly stuff on trips.
Okay. I think even though it's not super girly, though. Like, once you go into it, I mean, it is girly.
It's pretty girly.
It has some parts in it that would, I think,
Yeah, Scuttle. The Scuttle part.
The fish are singing in the middle part, so.
Yeah, I guess. And then Becky said, I don't like the Barnstormer either. It kills my back too cold.
It hurts.
Even Dad, he rode it 2 times, maybe 3 times, and he was like, nope, not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's just a waste of a FastPass.
I just don't like the Barnstormer.
And the weird thing about it is it usually has like a 10 or 15 minute line.
Yeah.
I mean,
but for us, that's not something we're going to waste a FastPass on for sure. Even our first time to ride it, we didn't. Did we even use a FastPass? I can't remember.
Yeah, we may have. We used a FastPass on it. Yeah, because we came right out of Beauty and the Be Our Guest, and then we went and ran to the Barnstormer, and then we rode it. And then I don't think you or me liked it. I think you liked it at first, and then you were like kind of reminiscing on it. And you're like, I really didn't like that ride.
All right. So the next one is Dumbo the Flying Elephant. So I think Dumbo is really cool in this aspect. They do kind of like a queue where you don't have to wait in line, and they'll like.
Yeah, and you can do 2 things. You can either take the little buzzer, and go, or for little kids, they have like a little ball pit that you can get trapped
I love
in.
that idea. I think it's a wonderful idea, especially for parents with little kids.
And because that's who are really riding.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like they even knew it. They're like, I mean, even Allison went in there and she was like, can I?
And she wanted to ride it for that purpose. Andy said, the first 2 trips, I didn't even know the Barnstormer existed. I finally rode it, kind of uneventful. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
Ansley said, I have never even gotten to meet the princesses.
Oh, is the Barnstormer a roller coaster? Yeah, so it's like a baby roller coaster. It's really tiny.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You know the one in Toontown in Disneyland, the little Chip and Dale one? It's basically like that, except worse.
Yeah. All right. So what about for Dumbo the Flying Elephant? You gonna waste a FastPass for it? Maybe once my top tier ones are gone. But
if my top tier ones are gone and I just feel like riding Dumbo, I'd waste a FastPass on it because I don't want to wait. That little, I mean, I know the little buzzer, you can take that around, and that's kind of like a cheap FastPass, basically. But I don't know why you'd want to just do that when you can get a FastPass. I mean, it's pretty easy to get it, isn't it?
I mean, Dad usually does all of our FastPasses. So,
anyways.
All right. So, Mad Tea Party. So, my kids like to ride the teacups. I don't like to ride the teacups because it makes me feel like I have vertigo. So, I don't like to ride the teacups.
The Mad Tea Party, I love them.
But I have ridden them. And I mean, we had a good time when we rode them. We did not waste a FastPass on it. We just did a walk-on, and it was like a 5-minute walk-on. Is it a ride that we're gonna get a FastPass for? Sometimes,
sometimes like the yes, and sometimes no.
Kind of depends on how bored we are, and we're like,
if we're kind of waiting for dinner or something like that, because that's usually when we ride it. Is when we're waiting on dinner or something. We'll go on there for like 5 minutes. Like if there's a 5-minute wait, we'll ride it once or twice.
Yeah.
And then if there's like a 30-minute wait, Dad might get one FastPass or something for me and Allie. But it's not something I would like waste a FastPass on whenever you can do something else.
Yeah.
But I'd ride it. It's usually not a long wait.
Yeah.
So.
All right. The next one, The Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
I know a lot of people like this ride.
I love the Winnie the Pooh ride. I absolutely love it.
It is, in my opinion, the most overrated ride in all
of
Disney. Almost not all of Disney World. In all of Disney's Magic Kingdom.
Well, I think it's super cute, and I love it. Yes. Andy says, I know it's classic, but I can't do the spinning. Talking about the teacups. I'm with you on that one. I love all the cute shirts though for the teacups. Busy getting dizzy. I think
those are all.
They're really cute. Ainsley said, ride it. Andy H said, I love Pooh. Becky said, I like the classic rides. Ansley said, not a FastPass, but up to a 30-minute wait. Dustin said, we love Pooh. I know, it's so fun.
Everyone loves Winnie the Pooh, the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but I don't think I've ever liked it. Not once have I really just enjoyed riding the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
I love hearing everyone's opinions on what rides they like, why they like them.
It's always so different.
Yeah. All right. So for us, it's probably not a FastPass ride until like one of our top tiers are gone, and then maybe we're just trying to fill time somewhere. We'll definitely get a FastPass. But we've waited for the Winnie the Pooh ride like 15 or 20 minutes before. So Dustin said, also sorry, the ice cream man was outside and we had to run out to him. Don't apologize. Go get you some ice cream.
All right. So let's move on to one of my favorite rides in all of Magic Kingdom.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
That's such a good ride.
So that's always for us a top tier FastPass.
Top tier, if
it's available,
get it as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Do you remember that one trip we got to ride Seven Dwarf Mine Train like 3 times? Because
no, we rode it like 4 times.
Did we ride it 4 times?
Yes.
We rode it like 4 times
in a row
because
we just kept riding it
because somebody messed up on our room or something,
and
so they said, because we were like stuck in the lobby the first few hours, and they're like, "Oh, we can tell you're only here for like 1 day, so we're gonna give you 3 FastPasses to any ride."
That was pretty awesome.
And so we rode the Seven Dwarf Mine Train like 4 times.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
So for sure, we use a FastPass for that one for sure. Is it a ride that we're gonna wait like hours for?
Hours? No. 40 minutes?
We've waited 45 minutes.
We've waited 45 minutes.
We have done that before because it's just a ride that we love.
It's a really good ride.
Yeah. Mufasa said, don't like that it replaced Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, talking about Winnie the Pooh. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And then Andy said, Justin, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think she's talking about the
ice cream. All right. So I think we agree, you and I, at
Mhm.
least that we would definitely wait for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah.
Number 18, Tomorrowland Speedway. So I still, even though they've so-called fixed the Tomorrowland Speedway,
Oh,
cannot get
gosh.
past the smell of the go-karts.
I can
Like,
get past the smell. I think it's artificial, honestly.
I hate it.
I think it's just artificial.
And I feel like I'm like
smell.
breathing in exhaust, and so I don't like that. But we have ridden it.
I
And-
may, if I had to, I'd probably waste a fast pass on it.
It just
Maybe.
it boggles my mind that people will wait
No, I would not
so
wait.
long
They'd wait
for
like
a go-kart.
60 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's not even a good go-kart either. It's just
not.
like stuck to the little rail. So
yeah. So for us, we're not going to waste a fast pass. Mufasa said used to work there. Smell is real. It looks real to me. So
I just hope it was like artificial, like the new ones are just artificial.
yeah. Dustin said I avoid the speedway. I do too. I just cannot.
I'm getting nowhere fast.
Yeah, I just can't do it. Emily said she avoids it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you, Emily. I literally sometimes tell Chris, let's walk the long way around here, because like I don't even, if we're like gonna go to Big Top Circus or something like that, I'm like, oh, I hate walking by there. It just smells so bad. But back to the fast passes, we're not going to waste a fast pass on it personally, and we're not going to wait long because we don't want to breathe in that exhaust. So
Andy said I haven't done it, and I don't feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah, you're not. Just go find go-karts around your town. You'll be good. That I don't say that about many things at Walt Disney World, but for me, Tomorrowland Speedway, that's like one of them.
All right.
Number
so
19,
now we
the
move
People
to one
Mover.
that does not have a fast pass, the People Mover.
I love the People Mover.
The People Mover is literally one of my favorite rides.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I just think I like to do it around firework time sometimes. If we watch fireworks several times.
Oh, we caught it right.
We did.
Whenever the fireworks Happily Ever After started.
It was awesome.
And we would have gotten like the good shot.
Yeah.
If
it had stopped.
It delayed or something,
yes.
the ride, and we would have gotten really good.
Yeah.
But
I have a People Mover shirt. I love it. Mm-hmm. It's like one of my favorite, like, I just love it. I mean, obviously you can't get a fast pass for it, and we've waited in line for it. How long have we waited online for it? The day we were going to look at for fireworks, didn't we wait like 15 or 20 minutes?
45 minutes, I think.
45
it was
minutes?
45 minutes.
I know. It was a while.
It's so good. It's worth waiting in that line.
I love
my
it.
opinion.
I think most people agree with us. Andy said, love the People Mover. Becky said, I love the People Mover. Mufasa said, must do, but seems like lines have gotten too long. I know. I think everyone else has figured out that it's great too. So
you act like it's like a secret.
Yeah, it was like a secret.
No one knew about this ride.
Dustin Time said People Mover is the best. He said, I have the shirt. I know. It's so awesome. You made a YouTube video about the People Mover.
We saw your Epcot video.
Yeah, we watched your Epcot video. We watched some of your pin trading videos too. So we'll have to look for your, I don't know if I guess I wasn't paying attention for your People Mover. We'll have to look at it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's next? Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
So I already heard several of you say that you love Space Mountain.
I would only ride it if we get a fast pass.
But of course, taking my feelings for like these kind of
roller
coasters and things like that out of it. But for Chris likes Space Mountain, so he would definitely get a fast pass for it.
Now, actually, I take back what I said. I may wait in like a 10 to maybe 30-minute wait line.
Yeah.
But Space Mountain is just such a long wait usually. It's like a 90-minute wait a lot of times.
A lot of times it is.
60 minutes. I'm not waiting an hour for Space Mountain personally.
I don't know. I think a lot of people would. Mufasa said, young person ride, rough, bumpy ride.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like depending on who you are, it could go either way. Like if you like roller coasters, it may be a ride that you would definitely get a fast pass for. And depending on how long the line is would depend on if you felt like it's something that you want to wait for. For me, I'm not going to get a fast pass for it because I don't like roller coasters like that. So
I don't know.
It's a no-go for me. But
I've never ridden Space Mountain like I said earlier, but
Yeah.
I mean, I may ride it one day in the future. I've been trying to think about it. And then Becky said,
it's gotten rougher as I've gotten older. All right. So the very last ride
is your favorite ride of all time.
Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. So
the video game.
I hate that ride. And maybe it's because I don't know how to shoot in that game. Like, we play Toy Story Mania with no issues.
Oh, that's such a good ride.
I can play that game, no problem.
Hey, if you guys want to see maybe a part 2 to this, maybe about Epcot and Hollywood Studios, leave a comment.
Yeah, let us know if y'all like this kind of discussion. Andy said, I love Space Mountain. I always feel like I'm going to get my head chopped off. That's what I hear. A lot of people say that.
The reason they say that is there's a myth out there that somebody stood up in the ride and his head got cut off.
Okay.
But that's just a myth. I think it's technically not even tall enough. Even if you were really tall, that wouldn't happen. But
Ansley said, haven't rode it yet. She said part 2, so she would like to see a part 2. Mufasa said, must do if you like sticky seats.
And then Dustin Simon said,
avoid Buzz. I'm with you, Dustin. I hate that ride. Somebody please tell me, how do you get like this? What is it? The 99999 score?
You have to get combos.
I don't understand it.
Chris
is so good at it.
Oh, he is really good.
He gets it every time. Becky said, there's no rhyme or reason to the score, but I love it. It's fun. That's what drives me the craziest. I'm a very competitive person.
Oh, yeah.
So when I play, I play to win. And I can't seem to get nothing because I don't know where I'm shooting at. So it just drives me crazy.
You vent that out, girl.
Yes, I will just let it go. Andy says, it's not my favorite, but I could ride Toy Story Mania back to back. Totally agree. I love Toy Story Mania.
Toy Story Mania is it's up top there for 5 me. Yeah. At least.
Yes. Love it.
Ansley said we should do an Animal Kingdom video.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that can be next. Maybe that can be it can't be next week's because the Disney Plus discussion. We're gonna be moving those to every other Tuesdays, by the way. I know some people weren't here last night, but but maybe that can be some other night. Yeah. So all right. Andy said, I agree, Ansley. I think she may be talking about the Animal Kingdom. Yeah. So those are all the rides in the Magic Kingdom. So anyhow, I think that, that's a pretty good overview. Like we said, for our family, there's probably not anything that we're going to wait any longer than an hour for any ride. Just because we don't when we're on vacation, we like to really use our time wisely. But, other parks, there may be rides that we would definitely be willing to wait longer times for. I'd be willing to wait an hour for the Rise of Resistance.
Yeah, I would too.
I'd wait an hour. I mean, that's maybe it's just because I haven't been able to go on it yet. Yeah. But I'd wait maybe even an hour and a half. I mean, that may be quite a bit of time, but it's better than not getting to ride it at all on the day. Yeah. So maybe that's just me. Yeah.
And we appreciate all you guys watching us and supporting us and commenting and joining in on the discussion. We love having discussion with you guys. We love to talk about Disney. We appreciate that you all show up every week and talk with us. And we love that y'all love Disney as much as we do. Mm-hmm. And so we appreciate it. And we look forward to talking with you next week. And until next time, from our house to yours.